Hey guys, today we're going to be discussing reptile weights, which specifically Crested Geckos. We're going to be weighing the adults and the babies. So I'm going to be showing you the weight records and how I keep them personally, and then I'll show you my scales. So first I'll go ahead and put out there, you can use your phone or your computer if you want to, but I will always suggest having a solid physical copy on hand, like in a notebook or whatever kind of paper you want to keep it on. Because your phone or your computer could crap out, you could have an issue, and unless there is a flood, a tornado, something like that, you're not probably going to be losing a solid, physical copy of the records. So, while it is, nifty to have it on your computer or your phone, I definitely would also suggest writing it down somewhere. That way, it doesn't get lost, or the file doesn't get deleted, or something like that. So, anyway, I'll go over why it's important to keep weight records and stuff, and then we'll go to the scales. So for me, the key points I think that are the most important when it comes to records is seeing the progression of growth and making sure that they are for sure gaining weight over the months and whatnot, because I normally will weigh them just once a month. When they first hatched out of the egg, sometimes I would weigh them twice a month if I was concerned, like here with Cappuccino. I was keeping an eye on him because back then he was a little bit slower to gain weight, so was Toffee. So I kind of was keeping an eye on those guys, because you can see, actually no, it doesn't look like I weighed her twice in any of them. But I did notice when I was looking at this before I started videoing that she was kind of hanging around the same weight for a few months, and so was he, so. But it's a good way to make sure that they're progressing and they're actually gaining weight and growing, even if it's slowly. I mean, weight gain is better than no gain, or loss. So, it also is important that if your Crested Gecko is sick, it's very highly likely that they're not going to physically show it outwardly until it's really bad. Because when I had my leopard gecko, that's how it was. And the weird thing with her, too, is that she wasn't really losing weight. She was staying at the same weight she normally always did. And she was an adult, but she still ended up being sick and having issues and having to be put to sleep because only thing to fix it was super duper expensive, yeah. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that because this is about Crested Geckos. So, but yeah, it's important to be able to monitor if they are sick and losing weight and whatnot. Anyway, like I was saying, it's very important if they're sick or whatever, you can see if they're losing weight. If they're having trouble adjusting to their new environment, that could also cause them to lose weight if they're new to you. So anyway, you can see how, and I'll go to the adults because they're a little bit more noticeable. So here you can see how I've organized it by years. So up here's 2015, here's 2016, and I kind of leave a space between. And that's just because I found that it's a lot easier to be able to read them through the years if you need to go back for some reason. And see, okay, this is the column for 2019, this is the column for 18, instead of just having them in one big line and having to search for the first of the month, which I know that sounds silly. And it just sounds like, oh, well, that's a silly thing to complain about. But it is so much easier to read them when they're organized by years. Because I used to have them in just one big long line. And I was like, okay, well, I kind of need to know a certain date. And I'd have to really look instead of just being like, okay, it's this year, so what month was it? So, yeah. It's just, in my opinion, it's very important to keep records. Especially if you're going to be selling the reptile like I am with a few of the babies. But in this case, for that, it's definitely important because I want the people that are potentially going to be buying them to see that I've kept track of weight records. They themselves can see that they've progressively gained weight, which is always a good thing, shows they're healthy and whatnot. So anyway, we'll move over to the scales. So this scale here, which you will see later on in the video with the babies, this is the more precise scale. When it weighs stuff, it is very precise. This is what I would consider to be precise when it has all the numbers here. So 36.97 grams, that's a precise number. The bigger one here does just kind of like the ballpark number, I'd call it, because it pretty much tells you they're in this gram range, but they're not going to give you specific point grams, so they're not going to really break it down. So this I use for only the adults because by the time they're an adult, it's very hard for them to sit here versus sitting on this nice large platform. Not only that, this platform is metal, you can remove it, there's glass underneath, so this is really easy for me to clean, versus if they were to go to the bathroom on this, there's crevices in the sides here, which I can't move it. that I do not want the poop or pee to get down in. So when I weigh the babies, I have like a little deli cup that they're in, and then I sit it on the scale, and it just makes it a lot easier. Of course, once the babies get too big for the deli cup, they're going to have to start being weighed on this. But, because the adults, they're too big, because I'll show you, this is the size. This is the size of deli cup I use, and the adults are way too big to fit in this. And if I tried using anything bigger, it wouldn't fit. Like, this barely sits on it to begin with. So, anyway, we'll go ahead and get on to weighing the adult crested geckos. Okay, so real quick, another important thing I will point out that you will need. This here is a gram weight, and this helps you to tell if the scale itself is weighing proper numbers and that it's not off. So, of course, when I move them around a lot, I always check it with this to make sure that it comes up and says 100. That's what it says here. This is 100 grams. I normally will try it in a couple places just to make sure all sides of the scale are weighing properly, and it looks like it is, so that's good. Okay, so now we will get on with weighing the adults. Okay guys, so this here is Ember. She wants to jump, but I don't want her to. Hey, no. Just turn this way just in case she does. So Ember is the mother of 3 of the babies I currently have, Whisper, Indigo, and Cappuccino, which you guys will see in the video. I mentioned that as well. So she is just a regular harlequin, but when she's fired down, you can clearly see she has those brindle stripes, or the brindle patterns, which are those darker browns, and that only shows up when she's fired down. When she's fired up, she is a chocolate color, not real dark, but she's a chocolate color. Now these patches, her patterns here, used to be a really pretty orange, but now they're just kind of like a orangish blonde color when she fires up, so I'm kind of sad that as she's gotten older she's lost that color. But she still obviously is pretty. She's definitely my big girl for sure. But when she fires down, sometimes she's like an olive green color. Oh my goodness, really? Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's telling me right now she's not in the mood to mate, which obviously I'm not going to be putting her with any other males. So she's a retired breeder. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to weighing her. So we'll come over here, turn on the scale. Now, because this is my second time making this video, because my camera decided to delete the first part of my video, I'm not going to be writing down their weights because they're probably pretty close to the same that I weighed them yesterday. Yeah, this is the same she weighed yesterday. So, I'm just going ahead and making this video again, though, because I want to be able to make this video. Because I want it to be a cohesive video instead of just the half with the babies. So, anyway, we'll move on to Magma next. Okay, guys, so this here is the father of all the babies. This here is Magma. Oh, let me see if I can get him in my hand a little bit better. There we go. So, he is a blonde harlequin with pin dashing. And that's pretty much when the pinstripe on the back is not complete, so they just call it dashing. But if it's over 50%, I'm not really sure if you would say just 50% pinstriping or what. But yeah, he definitely is not complete enough to be called a pinstripe. So, but yeah, here's Magma. He is definitely my most well-behaved male, even though he can be a little naughty sometimes. So he's very pretty. When he fires up, he's almost completely black. He's like a super dark brown. And his creams really stand out. Bramble is definitely going to look a lot like his father when he gets older. Whisper, which is of course Ember's baby, has a lot more of the white going up the side of his stomach like this. So I wonder if he's going to kind of be a mix between Ember and Magma, just because she has a lot more pattern going up the side of her stomach than he does. So I kind of think that that aided in Whisper's patterning. So it looks like he is 55 grams. That's always good. Hasn't gained or lost. Well, actually, he was 56 grams yesterday. Of course, like I said, this is ballpark number, so he could have been really close to being 55. It could have been like 56.4 or something. So that could be why it's gone down 1 gram. Oh, what the heck? Okay, let's try this again. See, this is when you have to like completely turn it off and then turn it back on. Okay, you want to crawl up here? Okay, we'll try one more time. Just to be on the safe side. That's why you always want to make sure. Oh, okay. Maybe it was just off. And that's why it was not weighing properly. Okay, because that looks more believable. I was like, that'd be weird if he, lost something. Okay. And, okay. So we'll go ahead and move on to Phoenix and Blaze next. Okay guys, so this here is Phoenix. She is my only frog butt, and I purchased her as such. She is normally always in the 40-gram range. That's always what she has stayed at. It's actually kind of funny because you'll see in the video that Snickers actually weighs 2 grams less than Phoenix does right now, which is kind of amusing because Phoenix is an adult and Snickers is only a year and 4 months old. So it's crazy to see like the difference in size depending on the gecko themselves. So this is a very clear example to kind of give you guys an idea that not all geckos are going to weigh the same. They're not all going to grow the same. They're not all going to kind of progress the same, if you want to say. Not all babies are going to be bigger or almost as big as Phoenix when they're a year and 4 months old. Because Bramble, who is the same age as Snickers by a little bit, actually he's a little older than she is by a few days, but he only weighs 37 grams as where Snickers weighs 41. So it really depends, I think, on the genetics, the temperature, the humidity, and all that good stuff. So it looks like she's 46. That's good because she actually was 43 grams yesterday. I'm not really sure where all this weight came from. But I checked it already, so I know that, and I checked it yesterday too, so I'm kind of curious how she has gained 3 grams when she has not been fed recently. Well, they get fed tonight actually, so that's interesting. Okay, so anyway, we'll go on to Blaze next. This is Phoenix. Hey guys, so this here is Blaze, and I'm going to get her out in a second, but this is a good reason why you should always have at least a hide or 2 on the bottom of your tank, because I got this here at, I believe, Hobby Lobby or Michael's. It was on sale. And you can also, I think, look at Joann's Crafts and Fabrics if you guys have that in your state. But I like to get ceramic stuff like this and use them for like hides and stuff for my Crested Geckos, and you can see she absolutely loves this. So I'm going to go ahead and get her out, and then I'll put her back in when I go to put her back in her tank. Okay, so here is Blaze, and she also is like Ember. She's like, no, I don't want to mate. She does look like she's going to be shedding soon, though, because you can see how there is a white white appearance to their scales. Okay, I understand. Okay, I'll go ahead and weigh her so she doesn't have a fit. Stop. Hey, stop. Okay, I understand. So it looks like she is 58 grams, so that's always good. Okay. This is pretty much her just saying, I don't want to mate, leave me alone. So I'm going to go ahead and put her back in her teapot. Okay, so you guys will go ahead and enjoy the rest of the baby video. Okay guys, so we're going to be starting with Bramble next. So here is Bramble. He's like a spitting image of his dad. So he's got some pretty patterns on this side, and then he is fired down on that side. He's fired up on this side. Very pretty crest. He's my little cootie boy. So we've already got the container zeroed out. I don't think he's going to try to never mind. Okay, so I don't think he's going to try to escape, because I really don't want to have to put the lid on if I don't have to. There we go. Okay, so it looks like he is 36.4, so let's go over here and see how much he used to weigh. So 33, not too shabby. Next we will, 36.4, there we go. Next we will move on to Snickers. Okay guys, so I fully think that Snickers, well, she's definitely going to be heavier than him, because last time I weighed her she was 37 grams. So I'm going to get her into the cup. Please don't try to leave. What are you doing? Stay in the cup. There's not even a lid on, so you don't need to leave. Okay. Have to get it just the right spot to where it doesn't touch anything. Okay, let me make sure it's not touching. Okay. 41.56 grams. That is quite a jump. Okay. Go ahead and write that down. 1.56. Alrighty. That is a big jump for her. Alrighty, so we'll now move on to, I think, Toffee. Yes, we'll move on to Toffee next. Guys, so here is Toffee. I'm just going to show the geckos that you guys don't get to see very often. That's why I didn't show Snickers. You guys just saw her recently in one of my videos. So this is her sibling. definitely don't think she's going to weigh as much as Snickers because she's really tiny in comparison. No, this is the struggle. She might have to have a lid if she doesn't stay. Stop. Hey, what did I just say? Don't move. Don't move. Stop moving. Stop. No, stay in there. Stop moving. Okay, real fast. Don't move. Don't move. Stop. Stop. Okay, 27:27. That's actually kind of funny. Okay, get over here. Write that down. Okay, moving along nicely. Next baby. Okay guys, so this here is Cappuccino. He is the first baby you'll be seeing of Ember. He's my little tricolor male. He's a cutie. You can see he's very pretty fired up right now. He never ever wants to fire up for photo shoots, but he will fire up when he is sleeping, because why not? Okay, come here real quick. So he's like super laid, whoop. He's super laid back like his mom. So most of the time if I can get him to settle in, he'll just chill. Okay. There we go. Okie dokie. So he is 30 grams, well, 30.10 it looks like. Okay, perfect. So we'll come over here. That's a really good jump for him, because he used to actually be the runt of the litter. Okay, because you can see he came out at just 1.92 grams, and it took him forever to get to even close to 10 grams. So it's obviously really good that he's doing so well now. Go ahead and put him in his little tank here. Then we move on to the next baby. Okay guys, so this here is Mischief. He is my only male baby that I'm keeping. And he is one of my extreme harlequins. He's very pretty. So we'll go ahead and get him in here. I definitely think he's going to be a decent weight. He also is very jumpy half the time. So he's a lot jumpier than the girls anyway. Except for Toffee. She takes the cake for being jumpiest female. Okay. Are you going to chill in there for me? Hey. That's not chilling. That's far from chilling. Okay. Oh. Psych. You thought he was going to stay. No. Stop trying to climb on me. I know you want to be up here. But you can't. Okay. I'm going to try to keep my hand away from him so he stops trying to climb on me. Stop. Okay. He's definitely bouncing on here. So it is 36.78. Yeah, not touching. Okay, 36.78. Okay, so that was Mischief. Next we will move on to Harmony, Indigo, and Whisper, and then we will be finished weighing the geckos. Okay guys, so this is Indigo. She is my female extreme harlequin, and she also is from Ember. And her, Cappuccino, and Whisper are the only babies I have left from Ember right now. Of course, she's being one that's being kept. So anyway, we will go ahead and weigh her. Last time, she doesn't look it, but last time she weighed 22 grams. She's a giant little piggy lady. So anyway, getting the babies to go in the deli cups is not fun half the time, because they are a little bit more jumpy than the older ones. Because these guys are just recently turned 11 months. So she's 25, almost 26 grams. I'm just going to put 25.98 because that's what it said first. And it keeps kind of switching around. Would you stop moving? You're confusing the scale. Yeah, we're just going to do... Okay, yeah, 25.99. We'll just do that. But yeah, there's Indigo. Okay, guys, so this here is Whisper. He is the last baby from Ember. And he also is going to be a blonde harlequin like his dad and like Bramble. Except he's got a little bit more of the white pattern than either of them do. Okay, so he weighed a little bit less than Indigo last time. But I definitely think that he is catching up. Please stop. Okay. Let's see what you weigh. Could you try moving to this side, please? Always seems like it can get it better when it's on this side. Okay. Looks like we're at 22.92 maybe? Yeah, we'll just go with 22.91. That is not bad at all. Okay, so that was Whisper out of the way. Now we just have Harmony, and then we will be done weighing the babies. Okay, guys, so here is Harmony. She is my extreme Harlequin female, and she also has just a couple Dalmatian spots on her head here, as you can see. She's a really pretty orange color. So we'll come over here. I definitely think she's going to be heavy because she is so big. Could you... No. Come here. Could you curl up in here, please? Curl. That means go this way. No. Come on now. Come on. It's like she spreads her legs so that she can't be moved easily. Come on. Move a little bit this way. Get your tail in there. No. Okay, does not look comfortable at all, but she's just going to chill like that. Okay, let me make sure everything is not touching. Okay. 31.98 or 97. It can't decide what it wants to be. Oh, she's waggling her tail at me. Offended. Look at, you seeing that? Doing the tail waggle. Rude. I think that means she's mad. I'm not sure. Either way, 31.99 grams, or fine, whatever. 31.97 grams. That's what I'm going to write. I don't care what the heck it's doing. I'm not really sure.